इंटेलिजेंस के द्वारा मानव जीवन को सरल और कुशल बनाया जा सकता है। वैज्ञानिक मौसम विज्ञान के क्षेत्र में आंधी, तूफान, भूकंप, वर्षा, कई प्राकृतिक घटनाओं की सूचना आती है। इसके साथ में अनुमान लगाया सुरक्षा के उपाय में किए जाएंगे। कृषि के क्षेत्र में भी उत्पादन बढ़ाया जाता है। इसका हम लोग उपयोग करते हैं आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। ठीक है, विज्ञान के द्वारा जो आज विनाश का काम हो रहा है वो भी तो यही कर रहा है। कौन कर रहा है? हमारे जो लोग होशियार हैं वे क्या सोचते हैं कि संसार को कितने कम समय में नाश किया जा सकता है। ये कौन पढ़ाता है? जो कोई पढ़ाता ही होगा। एटम बम और दूसरे बम जो बनाते हैं ये किस लिए बनाते हैं? अपने लिए नहीं, दूसरे के। मानसिकता खराब है। मानसिक रूप से शिक्षा हम नहीं दे पाते हैं। शिक्षा का अर्थ ये होता है वह आदमी दूसरे के लिए लाभकारी हो। आज शिक्षा में बड़ी कमी है। शिक्षा जो देना चाहिए वो हम नहीं देते। अगर शिक्षा में अगर शिक्षित लोग ही राजनीति में रहते तो आज संपूर्ण देश में इतना भ्रष्टाचार नहीं होता। भ्रष्टाचार का कारण क्या है? हमको तो आत्मा से पूछना चाहिए शिक्षा में कहाँ गड़बड़ी है, हम कहाँ लोगों को सिखा रहे हैं। ये अगर नहीं सीख सकेगा बहुत दिनों तक ये दुनिया नहीं रहने वाली है। दुनिया में आमूल परिवर्तन हो रहा है। प्रकृति में भी आमूल परिवर्तन हो रहा है। समुद्र का मंथन से चल रहा है, उसका पता नहीं चलता है। पत्थर को तोड़ने के लिए जिस विज्ञान का हम उपयोग कर रहे हैं कल वो पत्थर हमारे लिए काम बन जाएगा। हमने प्रकृति के साथ युद्ध कर रहे हैं, पानी के साथ युद्ध कर रहे हैं, हवा को प्रदूषित कर रहे हैं। ये कौन कर रहा है? विज्ञान कर रहा है। ऐसे विज्ञान पर नियंत्रण आवश्यक है। और वो नियंत्रण कौन करेगा? आज के विद्यार्थी, आप लोग जिनके हाथों में कल देश की बागडोर जाएगी तो आज के जो है आज की स्थिति आज की बहुत अच्छी स्थिति नहीं है। इसको सुंदर बनाने के लिए भगवान हम लोगों को भेजा है संसार को। संसार सुंदर कब होगा? जब एक दूसरे का कोई शत्रु नहीं होगा। आज तो दुनिया लड़ाई की कगार पर खड़ी है। तब युद्ध होगा। मनुष्य से लड़ने के लिए तैयार है। और नित्य कहीं न कहीं वार होता है। किसके लिए हो रहा है? धन के लिए। धन साथ नहीं जाने वाला है। धन तो प्रकृति का है, ईश्वर का है। धन साथ नहीं जाता है। धन का उपयोग सीमित होना चाहिए। जीवन में जितने साधारण लोग रहना सीखेंगे उतना कम प्रॉब्लम होगा। इस समारोह जिन्होंने किया है हम उनको माननीय शोभा मांझी जी को बहुत धन्यवाद देते हैं कि ऐसे प्रोफेसर विद्वानों को बुला करके इस पर चर्चा करवा रहे हैं। स्कूल के विद्यार्थियों को यहाँ से जो लोग जाएंगे अपने अपने कॉलेजों में आज की आवश्यकता है। कॉलेज के विद्यार्थी को हम देखते हैं तो उसका पॉकेट सर्च किया जाता है कि कोई चीज लेकर के कोई परीक्षा में नहीं जा रहा है। अरे इतना दिन इसको पढ़ाए और ये चोरी करने के लिए सामान लेकर अगर परीक्षा में जा रहा है, हमारा पढ़ाना सब बेकार हो गया। हम पढ़ाए क्या, हम बनाए क्या? अगर बना रहे हैं तो जब जेब नहीं जांच करेंगे, उसका विश्वास हमको रखना चाहिए। इसके नाम है पढ़ाई। पढ़ाई को माने केवल किताब पढ़ लिया और जो फर्स्ट हो गया, सेकंड हो गया और जाकर के आगे वो अच्छी नौकरी मिल गई, घूसखोरी में गिरफ्तार हो गया या कोई काम कर दिया, सारा विद्या नष्ट हो जाती है। ऐसे मॉरल अपलिफ्टमेंट के लिए स्कूल में, कॉलेज में लोगों को रोज इसकी शिक्षा देनी चाहिए और माँ बाप पर भार है कि अपने बच्चों पर इसका ध्यान रखें, तब अच्छा देश बन सकेगा, अच्छा देश का निर्माण हो सकेगा। को धन्यवाद देता हूँ। ऐसे समारोह हर जगह किए जाए, हम लोग नहीं ऐसा बोल सकते हैं। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
There. Good morning. How are you guys today? Fine. All right. Thank you once again, Prof. Shukla, to everyone who made this international conference possible. I'm very grateful. And for a little fun fact, it's my first time, my first keynote speaker I remember for the rest of my life. It's a big compliment, and thank you very much. So Prof. Tiwari, is it right, has mentioned that the magic. Yesterday, from our esteemed professors, they've also gave us an idea of what AI is, the applications, the risks in cybersecurity, and now we will try, I will try to give you a glimpse of in the back end of process, more specifically in natural language processing. Alright, next slide please. Next is data relevance. How is data relevant in our AI models? Next is data lifecycle and how we can apply best practices to create and come up with more efficient data that we can feed on our models. Lastly is a little bonus on how to manage our own data, may it be for your organization or for your personal use. Okay, next is a Tagalog translation for how are you or hello. Can I hear everybody say kumusta? Kumusta. When you want to greet another person, we say kumusta, and then they tell you, oh, I'm good. So that's, but it's Alisa Patricia Ocampo. You can call me Alisa or Patricia. I graduated Bachelor of Science in Electronics Engineering and Electronics and Communications Engineering at the Polytechnic University of the Philippines just last year and one day. So exactly yesterday I graduated 1 year ago. And plus one today. Now I work as a data engineer under a natural language processing project at the Department of Science and Technology.
Appropriate and many other models have been developed like this data, and we must make it in a pixel form. So our database must be robust. And very interesting piece of CNN is feature extraction. What has been done through introduce of convolution layer and as well as with maximally. So here what we are doing, the image, what is being captured, that has been taken from different angles. By rotating, by transforming, flipping and through doing different kind of augmentation, we are making it different form. And what is the important thing is that we are adopting many filters. Maybe vertical edge filter or horizontal edge filter. So these filters are automatically passed and that doesn't hamper the image. Rather it automatically through maximally it reduces the voluminous data and gradually what happens, the dimensions are reduced and the total feature extraction get automated and we system capacity. And so here the basically value is applicable as the best, and also many other algorithms like nowadays other models have been adopted and colony optimization method with this convolutional neural network to do this. So thing is that with the improvement or increase of the voluminous data with the automatic feature selection, the next layer which is classifier, that will be a direct end-to-end connection between the nodes. So that will give, that can give a solution that has already models have been done, and I would anticipate this could be maybe fruitful in our case. Next. Next. This thing already have done. So in this way, very important tags where very high quality image must record, and then augmentation can be introduced into convolutional neural network. The test and the split is definitely needed, and during this automated convolution layer and maximally and lots of reproduction of these things, the feature extraction get automated and processing and finally test of our model. Next slide. Next. This thing already discussed. Next. So we can test for loss of minimization and accuracy of maximization, high quality. Next. 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 So actually the slides which I have developed in Windows environment, so I am not able to make it here. Windows is yeah, this is one model.
When I connected the internet.
Already been, the architecture has been developed. So next thing. That and colony optimization that is being used for optimizing the feature extraction. So during the feature extraction, few problems are generated arises, and that has been already been solved through this introduction of echo airness model. Next. 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 So then other lines. Yeah. So thing is that already been lots of models have been developed. Few pros and cons there. So we will have to test those models because here the thing is that if you think for our state, for our region, for our country, the climatic zones are different, the diseases are different. So suppose we want to give solution to particular maybe distant region of India, I say, so we have to take care of the particular plant and the particular climate and particular historical data also. So for that, the old model training is important. So that way we have been motivated for this. I have already started. A few problems are there, and definitely soon, I think with a couple of years, we could be able to solve that. So we are trying to apply all the models that have been tested already. So we are just trying to compare which model is best for accuracy. So finally we can say, we can produce our better model. The apps is already ready, but the database is already ready. Few problems of that will be solved in near future. So improvement of accuracy, interoperability and applicability, these are the things that will be a future direction. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think we should start.
Recording on.
I am not worried anymore. Now, let me give you some general advice, all of you. This is the first time we are having a conference here. Many of you are not exposed to international culture. And so this is the time for you to learn many things. This is your beginning. If you don't know, it's not a crime, but you should learn for your future. Second time, third time. No matter how many times we do the conference, there will always some faults somewhere. Because the faults come back in a new way. But when you are doing many times, the fault is not as severe as before. So the idea is that how to learn from others by observation, by listening. Those are the things you have to do constantly to improve yourself. Now, remember that this is the first time we are having an international conference in your remote area. And many of us came to help, to celebrate, to show the success of this conference. Remember that this is a professional meeting, not a social meeting. So when I was sitting in the first session, first of all we were late. We are hearing a lot of sounds from all over because many of you are talking to each other. Remember, this is the goal you should have. You can talk anytime, all day, all night long, all year long, but not during these 3 days when these important things are going on. And so, the idea of any international conference is not to present your paper only. To present your paper for 5-10 minutes, but that's not all you need to do. You need to connect with people that you see. More and more outsiders will come to next conference and after that. You need to connect with them. Because this is the best opportunity you have, that they are here and you can easily connect with them rather than going and flying to an overseas country. So, idea is how to use the best use of your time to make your academic success in this institution and for your personal and professional growth. This is the idea of the conference. And so, when somebody is presenting, remember they have done some work, took time. Now they are presenting to you, all of you, for two things. One, the presenter is presenting to show what he or she did, something new. Your job is to send comments and also connect with the person if you're interested in the data. But if you keep on talking, which you already know each other, then you will lose that opportunity. And this is not just a regular classroom that we go every day. This is a very special event, very limited time. And when we come from a foreign country, including because I traveled most of the time from US, this time now I'm from Vietnam. Still, I want to connect with all of you also. That's my idea. So, let me tell you in general some of the things that I have noticed. You will notice that sometimes, including the speaker we had, is that when you write a paper, make sure your paper title is short and attractive. Sometimes, in India I see, not only just when I go to MIT and other private universities, you know, they're doing very good research, but the paper title is too long. And they are, when they're presenting
हमारे
that
उसमें
not
छोड़ेंगे
needed.
मैंने ये घुमाई
When you make a presentation, make sure that you are focusing exactly on what you have, the contribution only. Not too much details before that. So, and this is not just for this conference, it's for your whole life. When you write a paper, and when we review, because eventually, this time it was informal, you don't know what to do, this institution doesn't know what to do. But when you do it, when you send it to review, to improve the quality of the conference in the future, then the reviewers look at two things first. Remember that when you send a paper to us, we don't spend 3 days to review a paper, or 3 months to review a paper. We spend exactly 3 minutes to review a paper. But you spend 3 years to write the paper. The reason is because our experience shows, if we look at the paper, title, abstract, we know 70% of what the contribution is. After that, we just flip the page and see what are the content, whether it's something valuable or not. So, the idea is that make sure that your title is attractive and short. Sometimes you want to make it too long, assuming that I want to tell everything what I have done in the title. Not a good idea. So this is a general thing. So write an attractive title, attractive abstract, so that your paper gets accepted. Remember, sometimes our academics is subjective. We make a subjective judgment. If you write the best paper in the world, I can say no. If you write average paper in the world, we can say very good. These are the academic freedom we have. And you are taking a chance of this. Now, how do you make sure that your paper is always accepted, always recognized? Well, you have to work for 10, 20 years. Connect a network with around the world, not India, not in this state. Then, any paper you send, because of your name, you get accepted. This reputation you have to gain. That takes time. That takes a lot of resources, lots of effort. So, this is only the beginning. So I'm just saying what we have gone through, what we have accomplished, what we learned. So, you do things in an academic institution to make sure that you contribute to the institution for their image, for their visibility, for their reputation around the world, in India and around the world. So, the idea is you have responsibility, being an academic person. Remember that we serve our students. We help them to grow. We help them to succeed. And this is the biggest contribution you are doing to the society. And we, teachers, can have that opportunity to create a better world, to create a better new generations. And they depend on you, depend on your mentorship, your advice. And when you go to the classroom, you have a passion to give something to the students. And teaching, by definition, is learning. We also use the word teaching and learning, but teaching is learning. We also learn many things from our students. Now more and more as the technology. So the idea is that as a teacher, you need to help the new generations to grow, to succeed. That is our pride as a teacher. That is our reward as a teacher. Okay, so, you should do teaching well. You should do some research in order to make sure you are up to date in the classroom. And then, anything that you can do to provide service to this institution you are in, because they are paying you, you are having a job, you should serve them all. So, this is general rule. So, the idea is when somebody is presenting, if you keep on talking, you don't listen, what will happen? When the presentation is finished, you lose that time. The opportunity to gain something that you could have. So, that's number one. But the most important thing is, because you are talking to each other, your friends and all this, maybe you are talking valuable things. That's not, we cannot get. This shows a disrespect to the presenter. Because the presenter is taking all his or her heart to present to you. And if you don't listen, disrespect. As a professional, you should not do. So, now that we are here, these are some of the things, and of course, when as a session chair, we have some responsibility to tell something that might help the presenter in the future. Okay, so now, which was normal, but at the same time, we made a decision that let's stop the session for now for lunch so that we can come back. Now I have an accurate list of presentation that will happen next 2 hours. And we will control the time so that we finish on. Because having tea and snack is also for fun. We should have that too. Okay, so the conference is not that learning, it's also have fun. But when you connect with the right person and vibe of the right person, you will have a lot of resources that you can use for your benefit and for your personal growth, professional. This is the connection you should do. So, when something happens, this event is unique. You should appreciate you got a chance, you get an opportunity to have something new and to help you succeed in your academic profession. So, to give an accurate information, my session was from 11 to 1. And that session had a list of papers, but we had presented only one. From that session, we had 2 more presentations, only 2 more. That was the session. Then the next session, we're supposed to start at 2:30 until 4:30. We have 6 presentations.
देखिए हम लोग गूगल में डाल के क्या क्या अभी देखिए वहाँ क्या होगा यहीं से देखो
Okay, so we have 6 presentations from the next session, which I will also chair. So I will chair the rest of the day today. And we will control the time so that we finish on time for tea and snack and then go home. Ready for tomorrow. So let's now the general rule. We have 2 presentations from the previous session, so we will finish that. And so presenters, please listen carefully. Finish your presentation in 10 minutes. And then if there is some 1 or 2 questions, we will do that. If not, we'll keep on going to the next paper. That's number 1. Second rule is we have, in the next session, we have 2 invited presentations, which should be a little bit more time. So I would ask them to spend about 20 minutes maximum, which is fair. So the invited presentations will have about 20 minutes, and regular papers will be about 10 minutes plus some minutes for discussions. And so the total number of papers we will have is 8. So with 10 minutes limit and 20 minutes limit for 2 invited presentations, we should finish on time. But in the meantime, we may also have some time for questions and answers. Please feel free to ask questions. Only time you can ask questions if you listen to this. So, please, when you make the presentations, don't do too much of review, introduction, nothing else. Just directly do a brief introduction, go directly to the contribution you have, what you want to tell, what you have done. And summary of that, because if someone is interested on that particular piece of work, they can communicate with the presenter later. Any details, that still exists. So the idea is not to spend 30 minutes to present a paper. Okay? So with that, let's start with the next paper presentation of the previous session from Ranchi University. Who is presenting that? Okay. So you start presentation, and so we start anytime, and we'll control the time so that we are basically making up all the time we lost. Okay. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone present here. I, Bhavna Kumari, Research Scholar of Ranchi University, here to discuss the topic Role of AI in HR with special reference to educational institutions. So initiating with the introduction, as we know, and can totally relate to it, that AI is an incredible technology that has changed the way we live and work. It has made remarkable changes in almost every field of the society. So in this presentation, I'm going to narrow down the area, that is how AI is affecting human resources and that too in educational institutions. In this slide, I have jotted down some of the very common uses of AI in HR. That is, it is being used in talent acquisition process, onboarding of new recruits. Next. Here I have mentioned some of the important role that AI is playing in respect of HR, like for communication and query resolution, employee engagement, simple and quick information access, etc. Next. In this slide, I have mentioned the benefits of AI in HR. In the last slide, we saw the benefits of AI in the holistic aspect of human resource. But here, I have narrowed down its benefits to just educational institutions for teaching faculty and non-teaching faculty. Like for teaching faculty, AI optimizes educational practices, it pinpoints the knowledge gaps, it decreases the burden of teachers with the introduction of smart classrooms, etc. Whereas for non-teaching staff, AI streamlines the operations, provide more effective results, time saving, perform unbiased recruitments, etc. Next. Now, after presenting its benefits and uses, let's now see some of the limitations of using AI in educational institutions. Definitely, AI could provide a proper explanation of a topic, but it can never recreate a teacher's passion for the subject matter. We humans are better at understanding and interpreting the variations of student tones and moods. Here, AI is not as sensitive when it comes to social and emotional intelligence. Next. For non-teaching staff, one of the biggest and non-negligible disadvantage of AI is rapid increase in the number of layoff of employees. Also, since AI is completely related to modern technology, they require ongoing maintenance and updates to work and remain effective. Next. Therefore, we saw that there should be a proper balance of introduction and implementation of AI in the educational institutions so that the teaching learning process does not lack the human touch which is essential for nurturing student-teacher relationships. That's all from my end.
Now, we have time. See, now this is becoming a true technical session. She presented everything. Now, yesterday I had a big slide on AI in HR. And this is a little bit more specific work that she is doing. And this is only the beginning. She can continue this work a lot. So what is your future plan?
We should create a proper balance between AI as well as the employee handles which we are working on.
Okay, so, but why did you choose this topic?
So because I am associated with educational institutions, therefore I thought of doing this, contributing something to this area.
Okay, because now AI has a huge applications in HR. US is using HR a lot for recruitment, retention, onboarding, training, all of this. So these types of work, it only helps to learn more and implement more in a place where we don't have it. So anyway, so you can continue this work for the future. Okay. Thank you very much.
Pursuing data from
Talk closely and then talk loud.
good afternoon everyone. My name is Ashok Kumar and I'm currently pursuing data from Harvard College of Engineering and Computer Science and Technology. My topic is the power of AI in our world, that AI is contributing to our world. Next slide please. Before that, I would like to introduce to this man, and I'm sure that many of people who are here doesn't know of him. He is the father of modern computer science. He is the first man who taught us that the machine could think subconsciously and that the machine have their own brain that they can use for our future purposes. Where if we talk about the history, there's the birth of AI. There in 1957, John McCarthy and Martin Minsky that introduced to this topic where they enhanced the learning machine, learning easy people. They discuss about how the machines can think like human beings. Okay, next slide. And in early stages in the 1960s and 70s, where the AIs introduced to the programming language that use Alicia and Stuttgart that demonstrate the natural language we use this to solve the future problems. Can you do next slide? And we already know the introduction that AI is already improving our lifestyle using creating our impact of future challenges and solving our complex life problems. Next slide. And for the basic understanding of the AI, we can understand why AI is a subset of the machine learning and data science which uses data to learn from itself and increases algorithm to advance itself. Next slide, please. We already know that AI is involved and also using its benefit in healthcare also, like early detection of the diseases that we use it to detect the patient and visualize the patient data. As we know that the AI is also helpful for education, for helping us to introduce to students for advancing their learning environment and creating a space which is safer space for them. Next slide. AI is also improving in business also by creating the in helping data analytics and improving their efficiency by collecting data and increasing the time of work. Next slide, please. And AI is also helping automation by in the focus on tools like uses mobile devices and watches for AI tools, and also uses various machines, so the time efficiency and will be less, and the human error will be decreased by this. Next slide, please. Eternal considerations. That is also most important thing of AI, that data's privacy will be decreased due to this because the advances in AI and data breach may be happen, so the security should be strong and effective. AI is we use it in daily life, like using a machine to clean our houses, or maybe tablets, and also technologies that we use in watches, for example, and also right now electric vehicles are also used in this use. Next slide, please. And AI also helping us to create also helping creative industry to generate in generative AI, and also helping us to create a thesis, or mainly write some poems and articles and create new images. Next slide. In future of AI is very revolutionary because we are also using it in communication skills, and transportation will be very helpful in the future, and also the NASA is also using AI to detect asteroids. Next slide, please. And the conclusion should be the future of AI is very advancing, and this is the first step towards the AI and for the betterment of the world. Next slide, please. Thank you.
Hi, how are you? So good to see you presenting about this AI. I'll just ask you one question. You were talking about invading privacy and then use of AI. So is there any way you have found out from the literature by which you can still protect your privacy and still make your AI usable? Thank you. You got my question? Thank you.
I think we can aware people that there is also always a very declaration paper that we, in terms of declaration, that people that just take out, like when we download on any application, but there is also threads that happen in this app but we can aware that we can spread awareness basically. I think that people should aware that people should read about the documents and increase the security, or maybe use secure devices to prevent their data from breaching, or maybe add security detection.
There is small suggestion only, make a correction in your slide. AI is not a subset of machine learning, right? Yes. Okay. So AI is a superset under which machine learning is there, and deep learning is the subset of machine learning, right? So that is the hierarchy. This means correction.
Okay.
Any other question?
Declaration. Yes, that's not the answer. Anonymization is one thing. You remove the name of the person and you only use data for the purpose of the model one. And second thing that you can do is collect only what you want to collect elaborated data. Thank you.
Got it? See, these are the things that we should do in this session. Now, here, when we make presentation, it's not the criticism of you. We basically make comments for his, to help him to improve in the next paper. Okay? So now, we have some comments which will help him. What do you think is a drawback that you found in his presentation? We can answer it.
Sir, I think he is not that confident to.
Can you all hear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You see, this should be the voice of the teacher. That in a college school, the classroom like this, we don't have microphone. We have to speak enough loud so everybody can hear. Now, you said he didn't have confidence?
Yes.
Hey, do you agree? See, the idea is that he was a little bit nervous maybe, and so it is natural that he doesn't have confidence. But now when he will do 1, 2, 3 more presentations in a different conference, he will be a different person. Like when you dance here, say it. So, but any other thing that you can make comments on his presentation that will help him. Anything else? Confidence is one of them. Yes.
Sir, first of all, sir, तो जान सकते हो sir अभी we know history from
Use the mic. Use the mic. Listen to all this.
Hello, sir. Sir, I want to say that we don't need history in presentation about AI. We all know how to get information about history of AI. We just need the important things about history, how important things about AI, how to implement them in our life. And also, one comment I want to say that, sir, if we take the AI in our personal life, it will, I think, put down our cognitive level, thinking level. If you more depend upon the AI, it will, I think, suppress our cognitive level, thinking power, I guess. Because right now we are also in prison of smartphone era. And next time, next generation, we will be in the hands of AI.
If you look at this title, last 3 words, in our world. That's too general and vague term. So in the title, he could say in a wide range of applications, because we showed multiple applications. So AI in a wide range of applications or wide range of discipline means a different meaning than in our world. Nor is like up in there. Number 2, your slides were very poor in quality. Cannot even read. So small. So when you prepare slides, make sure that when the audience looks at it, they feel attracted to it to read, because they have to read quickly during this short time of presentation. So do this too, that
make sure the one that I already say, make a title attractive and short. The second is a PPT, PowerPoint slide should be attractive so that people feel like looking at it. This was like too depressing, very depressing. So, and of course, confidence is one of the major ones that we have, but he will improve. I am definitely sure. If I come here after 3 years and he comes present, he will sit different. And I hope he does. Okay, thank you very much.
And he has come, he has learned a lot of things from you, sir, and from the people who have given him feedback. And now he will be a confident man after 3 years, which you said when you come again here. And he's just in the 6th semester of BTech from RBS College of Engineering. And he's now very achievement for me and him as well. He's my student. Thank you, Ashit.
Excellent, thank you. Good luck. Anybody? So that means that we don't have any more presentation from previous session. Now we are going to the next session, the 2:30 to 4:30 session. Yes. And I hope we'll be finished by 4:30. Okay, now. The first two will be the invited presentations, will be like 15-20 minutes long. And of course, listen to that because those will be invited. So that means it might have more contribution to it and you can get a lot of information from them. All right? Now that we have time, this is like a break in the middle between, between two sessions. So, if you want to dance for 3 minutes, you can. Just joking, you know. Anyway, so let's start the next session, which is scheduled 2:30 to 4:30. The first one is the invited presentations from DIG Mishra. Yep.
Getting into a technical session. So my topic, I'll come directly to the technical because the time is less. So my topic is basically about application of AI in general, but particularly on I'm working on time series data. So this is one example of how time series can be manipulated. Time series has to be mined, and the application domain is stock price manipulation. So what stock price manipulation is, when the stock price is changed intentionally and rapidly for making intentional unethical gains. And obviously, these are done by those who are controlling, those who are in the controlling positions. So, just by, okay, for in general, because we are all not from computer science, so in general, in one nutshell, for all of us are being, some of us are being aspirant teachers. So what I want to convey in general, besides what I want to convey technically about the computer science and computing, in general, what we want to take it, I guess if we want to take it as a takeaway of it, that mathematics, getting to mathematics is important. So while I will be presenting about the technicalities of computational method that is I'm supposed to do as part of this paper, in general, the takeaway is that some mathematics must be taught to each student who is going to take up AI in the next week. So that it is not only about that we develop it, even when we are applying it, it is necessary. So in cutting it short, so first of all, understanding the problem. What the problem is, this example, this is one reported and actually legally scrutinized example data set, which shows this is what we call pumping and dumping. So whenever this kind of manipulation is done, it is quite visible. The thing is that this kind of manipulation, although this is in technical way, we call it anomalous data, and we want to find out anomalies. So many ways of identifying anomalies are there. There are some kind of usually high submission and cancellation rates. There are pumping and dumping that I showed. There are other ways of repetitive buying and selling between the same parties. These are other kinds of so this is a buy and sell patterns between same parties. These are technicalities from the market nets we don't search. So simple counting can help us identify there is something in it. But because of huge data, we cannot do it by visualization. So we need to take help of computers. Some of the statistical methods are there that if we a little bit talk about computational methods, we apply some statistical properties like variance in the data, the kurtosis, the skewness in the data. Those measures can be applied to identify. And there are measures we cannot go into details all right now, but we can get a glimpse of it. So there are some contextual methods. There are some machine learning based methods that can be applied, and there are some auto-regressive methods. Auto-regression is basically whenever there is a sequence and this time point depends on 2 points back, 2 to 3 points back, and n times back. This is what we call auto-regression. So whenever there is single time series that we are handling, it is single variable auto-regression or single variable regression analysis. When there are multiple variables that we have to identify, when we are in this example of stocks, when we have to see the relationship among multiple stocks, then if we want to analyze their future patterns or their certain relation between past events, then this is called multivariate analysis. So if we go into deeper into details, the combinations that we have to choose is what becomes very huge. And then we cannot learn just simply by counting or visualization. So we have to take help of what we call deep learning. While talking about multivariate analysis, is that whenever we are having time series data, there is something called non-stationarity. Technically, we call it that variance is changing, but in general, we can just simply say if this data is like increasing like this, and spread is what we call variance. So even without going into mathematical details, we can simply understand if this data is having this much change here, and this data is having this much change here, the variance has changed. Technically, it is that. but we can just by intuition we can understand that. So we have to take care of what we call non-stationary. There are technically methods like decay Fuller test. I'll just show you results only because of the time limit. And next we have to take care of their data. We cannot develop a model which actually learns the correct patterns. That was the title, learning the latent spaces or latent patterns that will actually learn it correctly. So as such, particularly my topic which we narrowed down to application of the particular models. I'm sorry, it is not that general, and as a paper, I have to focus on a particular model. So the particular model that is being applied from the species of what we call deep learning, it is LSTM model, and LSTM-A reads like LSTM autoencoder, and LSTM GAN reads in detail like generative adversarial network. And in short, I will give a glimpse of what it means. These are the questions that my research actually focuses on. First thing, we want to compare whether these popular AE and GAN, these are the popular models in generative AI, whether and how they actually compare when we apply it to the problem of Stockmyer calibration detection. And we want to have a little add-up, or we can say plug-on, which is wavelet transforms, because it is about time series. So we have to apply some mathematical tools like, in technicality it is Fourier transform and others, but wavelet transform. It is about, in general we can understand that there are periodic patterns. So the Fourier transform, wavelet transform, Taylor transform, these are the methods through which I can identify how much the frequency is or whether the frequencies are repeating. We can understand in general also, without, even if we are not that much into the technicalities. Periodicity we can understand that something repeats, some pattern repeats. So we want to fetch those patterns, and wavelet transform is one of the methods. I will try to show. Second thing, can we improve the overall functioning of the basic model that I have taken, LSTM-A and LSTM-GAN? Can we improve it by some other methods, which is, I have taken isolation forest, is one of the technical improvements. Then the last question that I address is, after going into the technical details of the GAN and A, you will see that there are layers. So next question that my team actually investigated was that whether and how we can improve the efficiency of computation. So whether layering can. Next. So here we show it that applying the decay Fuller test is a method for identifying whether there is a non-stationarity in the data present. So this result shows that the non-stationarity was present here. And this is what we call differencing, with which after applying differencing, the non-stationary data can be made stationary. So the stationarity in going, we can say that if the variance is made to be 0, we call it stationary data. Why we apply stationarity? Because most of the machine learning methods, they are assuming Gaussian distribution at the back, and wherever probabilistic models are applied, and mean is used. So if the mean is not 0 and it is and this variance is too much, so it will actually change. And in the general, we have to apply some mathematics. We cannot avoid it, so I cannot avoid a little bit of mathematics here. So okay, ACF and PCA plots are there, which help us understand what is the lag there. So autocorrelation is addressed by this measures. This is what I was talking about. These are some, you can say, some capsules which can be fit into the data to check what kind of pattern is there actually what kind of periodicity is present in the data. So these capsules actually help us fit into the given time series, and we can find out what pattern is actually existing. Going into details will be little time taking, so we can get an intuition. Okay. So what we actually got when we applied to general data, and we applied these Weber transforms here, modernate, not written here, the model pattern was fit into it, and these counts of these model components were fetched from this data, and after differencing this Weber transform and maybe stationary, and this is actually what gives us the features based on which my network will learn. This is the LSTM-A in autoencoder. What happens? These are the layers which encode the pattern, and then the next layer decodes the pattern. So autoencoder consists of two layers. One is encoder and another is decoder. So nobody knows exactly what pattern is there within. So they are not known to anybody. So they are going into details will require again discussions. So this is the way autoencoders learn. Next please. Generative adversarial network differ in an approach. Here again the layering is like similar, but the method is different. It encodes, but in a different way. What it does, it kind of generates some random patterns, and it checks with the real data and tries to find out where the difference is, and that way actually this is called adversarial. That we are having one known data, one assumed data in a statistical manner, and then they check it whether there is anomaly. So this is the way we can simply say that anomaly is going into again their technical details will be taking time. In this way, intuitively we can understand the difference. So autoencoder does it, encoding and decoding. Here it encodes and discriminates. So these two models are actually showing what initially my first question was: can we have different layering, and does this affect the result? So we will now come to the results, and we will see how it was found. Again, the idea is isolation first. When I said that discriminator is working, it needs to identify whether it has found the difference. Definitely there will be differences. But what difference it should consider as anomaly, even if we can generalize it also. I have been 5, 10, 20, and all of a sudden we have 2000. And again 5, 10, 20. So automatically you will identify that 2000 is an anomaly. But whether it should be 2000 as anomaly or 50 as anomaly, that requires a thresholding. So that thresholding is in a data, we assume that I will put a threshold of identifying it as an anomaly at suppose 100. But it might be that it is actually 50. So if it has to be identified, the thresholding has to be identified in a data driven way. The isolation for this is that. Please next. Isolation for this basically does what it generates, it partitions the data in such way, and just it goes on forming what we call decision trees. It goes on partitioning the data, defining definitely some mathematical measures are there. Intuitively we can understand it with the diagram. So here, it identifies actually the anomalous data can be identified in a quicker way. So this is what we call how many, this is splitting we are having. So if it is actually an anomalous data, we can see that the partitions are less. So it is just an indication that if the we kept on splitting the data, and less partitioning, I am able to identify an isolated value. So it is quite likely an anomaly. So this is the benefit that isolation tree gives to the learning process of getting. Next please. Next please. Next please. Okay. So here we see the effect of our experimental results. So this was the same data. Some processing has the visualization is in inverted mode, but this is because of some inversion and other pre-processing that has been done on the original data. We can see that actually I missed to inform about the data set that this period here actually the period which was scrutinized legally was and found to be actually a pumping and dumping which was actually done, and they were penalized for that. The company, I'm showing the name here. So actually this portion was anomalous. And let's see the result of our training of the NNA. This is the result of LSTM AE. This is the result of what should be, how should the result be interpreted. This was our known anomalous period. Whether my model identifies red points here would be the indicator of whether it has actually learned. So here we see this has learned it less. Here it was not able to learn. This was LSTM GAN. This is the result of LSTM GAN modified with what we say isolation forest. We took it further and then we checked, we had to inquire about our third question, whether having the first model, which was shallow, or having the second model was actually effective. Both learned it, but we see it has ROC curves is here. It shows how many anomaly, how many false positive pairs there. Also, errors. So it has a little more error. It has a less, almost comparable, but little less error here. So this is what is a result of interactive investigation. So what we found, LSTMA was able to detect a few anomalies. LSTM-GAN, as we have seen, was not able. Maybe my formation of the model was not that correct. Maybe it is not just a conclusion that LSTM-GAN is not actually work. It is about the data. Okay? If LSTM-GAN IF detects more data currently, then several versions of LSTM-GAN with different depths were executed to investigate whether deepening that I have shown. So we have just seen this result I have already spoken about, so let's keep it. Next. So final conclusion were our three questions and how they were addressed and answered. May not be that a conclusive perfect answer. So first question was whether LSTM-A and LSTM-GAN with wavelet transforms and feature extraction can produce high accuracy. Answer was it is actually depending on the data set. It is only solution. Sir was also talking about the AI limitations of AI, that it cannot be all general. It can be generative, it can be perfect in some situations, but it cannot be generalized. Second question. Whether the blending of isolation forest in the estimator can improve performance. We have all just seen that yes, in this category it's solved. Can increasing the depth always improve performance of generative deep networks? Not always. But in our case, we have just seen it depends on the latent patterns and whether the additional feature engineering step is capable of capturing it. So it was not a comprehensive, it was not the end of the experimentations. We have to do a lot with different data sets, with different possibilities of measures, with different, what I am talking about, what are the possibilities. And the next parameter just we have seen is about the different layering approaches. But at the end, in between, it was about learning the latent patterns. Just a glimpse of it, the lecture has ended just to give you just an exposure about what LSTM does. One slide I want to show. Next please. Next please. Actually, this is how LSTM learns. And what I wanted to convey, just I showed this slide only just to convey that here there are some mathematical operations. You can see just tanh is there, dot product is there, sigmoid function is there. So It may not be that consumed that we have to memorize each of these words. Only general thing that I want to convey, this dot products, just a single dot actually makes a great impact. 0.2 into 0.2 is 0.04. 2 into 2 is 4. So that actually makes a great contrast. So we have to understand and make the little students who are coming from 10th or 12th or those levels, make them understand these simple dot, simple plus, they make a lot of difference. So we need to understand numerics, we need to keep an interest in statistics, geometry. They are not scary. They are our friends. So that is what I want to say.
Just my curiosity, like we build up a machine model, we test different data sets. So is there any validation you have done about your results?
At present, I have done it with a single data set. Yes, validations are there. We tried with not because this problem actually has so less data. Anomalies are so less. All stock, what do you say, the companies, they are not manipulating. for our sake, it's not so. So what we can do to create anomalous data, just to train our models, we can inject some anomalies, sawtooth wave, and those kinds of artificial manipulations that we can put into that. And using that, I'm still working on that. And there are papers that validate based on those data. Validation data is very less here, so I cannot find those such records. There are some papers we referred, but those were from past history, and those records were not be found. So we are trying it with, maybe in an extended paper, validate it with those artificially generated.
Even synthetic data.
Synthetic, yes,
Yeah.
But conceptually right, because it is about existing pattern, a normal pattern, and some anomalies in the form of sawtooth wave or some other forms, you put it there. So if it is able to identify that correctly, we will identify.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you have further questions, please talk to them. They will be here. So talk with them in detail so that will happen. Thank you very much again. Next, invite.
Words of wisdom and advices also. We are privileged to have your presence. Panjaji, my other colleagues. I thank the organizers, especially Manti ma'am, for inviting me to share the knowledge, whatever small knowledge, little knowledge I have in this field with you. I think that I am still learning, and we are all learning here. Okay. And to learn some new things, you have to unlearn also. Several times you have to unlearn also. And in machine learning and AI, these days, machine unlearning term is also very popular. You Google it, you will find it. My name is Satish Chandra. I am an associate professor at Mahindra University. Previous to this, I was a professor at the JP Institute, Noida. Before that, I was associated with JP Institute at Shimla. And before that, I was associated with Birla Institute of Business. My research interests are artificial intelligence, deep learning, medical image analysis, health informatics, cloud computing, soft computing, evolutionary computing. And I have done work mainly in the field of health informatics, particularly brain tumors, gynecological cancers, melanoma, that is skin cancers, skin disease, cloud security and web services. So far I have guided 5 PhD students and 32 MTech thesis I have supervised. So what do you see here? How does computer see an image? This is the background of my presentation. What do you see here? Yes? Face, smiling. Smiling, yes. But how does the computer recognize that it is a smiling? Next. It's zeros and ones, right? Yes. Zeros and ones. You know that how it is represented in the computer's memory? Yes? Binary value, right. So you know about it. Next. So color image representation, you know that there are only 3 colors which are recognized by computer, RGB, right? And for them, we have values from 0 to 255, right? 0 to 255, and each number represents an intensity, right? 0 means black, and 255 means brightest. So, dullest to brightest, right? So, for RGB images or colored images, we have 3 channels. R channel, G channel and B channel. Right, next. What is this? What are these? What do you find here? What is this left side? Do you think it's left one? Left one. Next please. Yes. Now, what are these? Excellent. Next is what? CT scan machine. MRI machine. Next is
video X-ray.
Video X-ray. Video X-ray. Right. This one. This is the MRI machine. That one was the CT scan machine. This is the MRI machine. And this is ultrasound. So you know that these images. Huh? Very good. Next please. So what are these? These things are called imaging modalities. Right? Imaging modality means X-ray is an imaging modality which can tell whether the some disorder in bone or some particular muscles are there or not. X-ray cannot be used for all kind of disease. Similarly, computer tomography, CT scan, they are the cross-sectional views. They show you the cross-sectional views across 3 planes. What are the 3 planes? 3 planes, XY plane, YZ plane, and XZ plane. Right? 3 planes means axial plane. Axial plane, when your body, suppose one's body is cut, if you will cut it like this, then it will be axial. And you will have to see from this. This sagittal, then you will look from this side. Okay. And coaxial, the other, third plane. Right? So 3 kinds of images are there. Okay. So this can be given by MRI or CT scan both. MRI gives a deeper perspective of the tissues. If any abnormality is there in the tissues, it can be given by the MRI. Then ultrasound, this is the real-time imaging, which can be used in cardiology and obstetrics, and also in liver disease. Then positron emission tomography, PET, it is used in detecting metabolic activity. For example, in cancer. And fundus imaging is used for the retina, right? Mainly in retina. Next. Now, why medical image analysis? And what are the general steps in medical image analysis? I will not take more than 15 minutes, I promise. So, medical image analysis is the, please go to the definition carefully. Medical image analysis is the process of extracting meaningful information from the medical images. Meaningful information means what? What are the abnormalities in the medical images which are presented to you? Right? Even doctors are confused sometimes by looking at the X-rays or this. 2 doctors may have different opinions. So what we do, we take opinions of several doctors. Then we finalize the disorder, whether it is a disorder or not, or what is the grade of the disorder. Right? So meaningful extraction of the from the medical images. Yes. Then why it is important? It is important because it is crucial for the treatment planning as well as disease monitoring, and also for CAD, CADD. Yesterday we had discussing CAD, that is computer aided drug design. Right? For that also it is useful, and it is very much applied in the fields of tumor detection. Organ segmentation means eliminating the organs. How to find out where is the organ? Exactly. Or you might be knowing that in gynecology, doctors are able to look at the ultrasound and they can tell you that what is the baby size, or in say kidney stones, they can tell you what is the size of the stone and all. So how it is done? How it is done? By looking at the this ultrasound images. Now, general steps. What are these general steps in medical image analysis? These are, first of all, we acquire the images from the various modalities. Second one is pre-processing. Pre-processing is required because the images may have several kind of noises. Noises such as, suppose the patient has moved a little while the image was being captured, then some sort of noises may come. Right? So such type of images will have to be removed. Then several artificial disturbances like electrical disturbances may come during the acquisition of the medical images. So for that also we need to correct those images. And then segmentation. Segmentation is required because we need to have right feature of the images. These features will help in understanding the underlying pathology and essential for classification or analysis. Now, next steps are classification and detection. That is, using the machine learning or deep learning approaches, we can classify the medical images into various disease or categories, whether it is benign or malignant cancer, or whether this is a disorder or not, etc. Then quantification may be required. For example, what is the size of the kidney stone present, or what is the size of the tumor, what is the volume of the tumor. Such kind of quantification may also be required. Candidate. After that, interpretation and validation comes. So these are the steps, general steps in medical image analysis. Next. Pre-processing techniques, as I told you, that noise reduction, normalization, and resizing and cropping. This is done in the pre-processing. Then there are three kinds of features which are used in medical image analysis. One is low-level features such as intensity, texture, and edge features. And high-level features are shape, size, and relationship, spatial relations. How one pixel is related to the neighboring pixel, right? So then some techniques are there: edge detection techniques, texture analysis techniques, HLG techniques, etc. Next. Now, which kind of machine learning approaches can be used with the medical images? It depends on the size and the number of the images you have, right? So if you have large size images and the number of images is quite high, then you have to use deep learning. Otherwise, your traditional machine learning can work. So traditional machine learning is support vector machine, decision tree, random forest tree, etc. KNN. Nearest neighborhood, you might have heard about it. These can be used. And when deep learning is used, you have several auto-trained models for deep learning. For example, AlexNet and your InceptionNet, these days GoogleNet, VGG16, etc. A lot of models have come for different type of medical imaging. Next. Evaluation matrix, this is very important. How do you evaluate what you have done? For evaluation matrix, we don't rely only upon the classical things such as accuracy, but we also look at the F1 score, specificity and sensitivity. These are calculated from what? Confusion matrix. From confusion matrix. From confusion matrix, you can get the details of the various performance matrices. Then for segmentation, when you are segmenting the images, you have to rely on direct coefficient or jagged coefficient. Right. Now, my present work, which I am going to show, this was the introduction to medical image analysis. Present work is automated skin diagnosis, skin lesion diagnosis using multiple texture patterns and ensemble models. Right. So, why I have considered skin images? Although I have already worked on the other kind of images like gynecological cancer and brain tumors and other, but this time I am working on skin cancer. Why? Because skin is, please remember, skin is the largest organ of your body. You know, skin is the largest organ of your body. And if there is any abnormality in the skin, it is visible to all. So it creates a mental impact, emotional impact on the person also. Even if the disease is very small, किसी को यहाँ पे दाना हो जाता है तो भी problematic हो जाता है, कैसा लग रहा है, isn't it? Although it is not injurious, it is not damaging your health, but it does not look good, isn't it? So skin is the largest body and any impact on the skin makes visible to the society. So it creates a mental or emotional problem. Second one is that it is the fourth most common cause of illness worldwide, affecting individuals from all the ethnicities. जात धर्म कुछ नहीं पूछता है, किसी को भी हो सकता है skin disease, right? So genders and ages. Next is due to complexity and diversity of the visual manifestation, diagnosis traditionally relies on the manual expertise. Right? We don't have any traditional model for applying to skin disease so far. We are working on it. And before all, although it does not pose a greater risk to the mankind, but it has a profound emotional and physical effect, as I discussed, isn't it? Above all, you will be astonished to know that there are more than 1,000 types of skin disorders, out of which 100 are very common. Very common. Okay? 100 are very common skin diseases. Out of those, we have considered only 12 types, which are most common. In Jharkhand and the state where I am residing presently, we have identified 20 most common skin diseases, and we are working on that. It is a different project at all. In this paper, we are considering on a data set. There are three main available data sets of skin disorder: IEEE, dominant, and gaggle. I have considered IEEE data set. All the data sets, these three data sets which are available online, have one problem, that they are focused more on skin cancers, which is not the case in India. Skin cancer is not prevalent in India. 1 in 1 lakh patient comes to the dermatologist suffering from this skin cancer. Why?
Skin tone.
Skin tone, yes, skin tone. Because our skin tone is such that we have good exposure to sun and we don't suffer from any skin cancer. Right? But other kinds of disease, say fungal disease and some viral skin infections are very prominent in India. So we are focusing on that. Next. So this is these are some of the. There are some weird skin images I have not shown. So these are some of the images. First is problem, second is chicken pox, and so on. Right? These are available in the activated. And these are the current type of skin images we have considered in work. Number of images are given, how many images were available. So very less number of images are given. That is why, and we have removed all the skin cancer images. Right? Next. Now this was the proposed model. We have not used deep learning. You can see we have used the traditional machine learning. Why not deep learning? Because of the reason I quote that we have limited number of images and those images are of very small sizes. That is why we have used traditional machine learning images. And but here you can see that we have considered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 types of features. Okay. Ensemble feature, this is known as ensemble feature, means collection of features. And then we applied the PCA, principal component analysis, for getting the most prominent features which are relevant in diagnosing the disease. Right? Then we have these 3 types of classifier. One is KNN, K-nearest neighborhood. Then second one is support vector machine. And third one is decision tree. And then after applying these 3 classifiers, we have used soft voting classifier, which is nothing but the best of the 3 is taken. Okay. And the final predictive analysis is done. Next. So, why not we have used deep learning? Yes. Next. The ensemble features, the 3 features, most important features that we have taken are basic features which are nothing but dense and invariant feature descriptor. It is a feature extraction method designed for fast rotation invariant. Even if the skin image is rotated, it will be invariant to that. Right? This is very important. And then ORB feature that is oriented, fast and rotated brief. Briefly rotated, but it is very much oriented. Okay, so ORB features and finally block features. Next. So these are the parameters which we have used for the different features. Next. Results, when SPM was used, the kernel that was used was polynomial kernel and value of the parameter C was 0.025 and probability was of course true. For decision tree, maximum depth was taken to be 11 and the minimum split was 11, random split was 0. And for KNN, number of neighbors were taken to be 5. Generally we take 3, but since the images are of small size, we took it 5. Right? And weights were uniform. Then voting classifier, voting is equal to sum. Next. Results for different type of disease, the results were different. Of course, because it depends on the number of images considered and because of the characteristics of the images, the properties of the images also it is dependent. So you can see that for ringworm and scabies, the sensitivity accuracies were very high.
Yeah.
Okay, very high. But for others it was not very good. For example, for maize it was merely 0.61 and for its F score was 0.73. Very not good. It should be at least 0.85. But there are reasons for that. Next. The highest values for average precision, sensibility and specificity were achieved for dermatofibroma. Okay. And keratosis, scabies, sugar, eczema and ringworm with scores of 1.0. Whereas the measles with precision and sensitive to both ways. 0.61, which is not considered to be good. This was because of the poor image quality. Okay, poor image quality and the presence of multiple source of variation. Not all the noises could be removed from the images. That is why this poor performance was there. Now, next. What next? What is next? Multimodality. What is multimodality? Multimodality is, suppose we are considering images as one data and another data as the clinical or historical data. Right? So how to club those things? This is a very challenging thing. But fortunately we have come up with some idea how to adopt multimodality. Time does not allow me to discuss those things right now. Then database experts, I told you that we are trying to get a budget for covering the skin disorders from pan-India, from south to north and east to west. And we will focus on Indian subcontinent only. Then we will consider only non-malaria cases, that is the common diseases other than melanoma. So these are the future trends and challenges. Interpretability is one of the challenges, and generalizability. At the end of this, when this project will be finished, we are thinking of making a device, handheld device, to be patented and distributed across all the villages in India, so that the doctors or even the operators can use it for detecting the images, or skin disorders. Okay. Next. So this is about my university. This is the classroom and next. This is a big hall recently built. So this type of classrooms we used to teach. Approximately 250 to 260 students are there. Bigger classrooms, auditorium like classroom. You can get more about this. If you want to learn more about my profile, you can. Next one. Thank you.
This is interesting work, and I think you can extend a lot of things from here. So if you have further questions and discussion, talk to him separately after the session. Okay? All right. Now we are going back to paper presentation session. We have 4 papers. The next paper is supposed to be from Jamshedpur Women's University, but that will be online. So we'll move it to the end, because now we are doing offline, so let's keep on going with this. So, the next paper is from Bed and Insurance Fund. Again, take 5 to 7 minutes, summarize your work, so that at least everybody can have something from this. Yeah, good evening everybody. Myself, myself, Nitish Sharma. I am from Venturing Digital. This is a startup company which I started 2.5 years back. And basically, Venturing Digital is a software company, and we are into web development, Android application development, software development. So today my topic is artificial intelligence. Basically, I am managing all the softwares in my company. I am as a project manager also. So we are basically manage some things in our life, in our project and everything. So today I have choose this topic because this topic is very important for not only for the software company, but for the other persons, the faculties, teachers, students, and etc. So this topic is very important for every person. Next one. Today I will explain that what are our services, how artificial intelligence works in software, what is the workflow of artificial intelligence, and the rest of it. So basically, today I want to share some of my experience as a project manager. In market there are many softwares. Some are open source, some are paid, and etc. So many softwares which is available in the market are open source, like Jira, Azure. Okay. So basically we can use that software in our daily life because these are not paid, these are free. And by using this software, the software helps to improve our quality of work. Okay. So means when we talk about the free services of the software, Jira, Azure DevOps, and there are many more. We can use that software in the schools, colleges. Basically, we use that software basically the software companies to manage all our product and softwares. So basically, why I am talking about Jira and Azure? Because these two softwares are open to use in the market. We can use this software in the school, colleges, basically in our daily life also. Because to use that software, only we need some mail ID. And we can manage our day-to-day life, day-to-day education, day-to-day projects, day-to-day our educations, everything in that software. And also, with that software, we can keep our day-to-day learning, that what is our progress. Basically, in that software, what AI plays a role that it tells you daily that what is your progress, what things you have to manage, what you should have to improve. These all the things, this Jira, Azure, this all will tell you in day-to-day life that what you need to improve, which is your weak areas, which is your best area. These all software will guide you. So basically, this is very important for the companies and also for the students and the faculty. Next slide. So basically, these are services. We are into web services, we are into Android application development, we are into ERP software, we are into document management software, learning management, HRMS, CRM portal, e-commerce. So basically, in all these services, we are giving the dashboard, an analytic part to our clients that you can see that what is your progress in day-to-day life. Basically, in e-commerce, you can see what is the order of your, with the process of your order. How many orders are repeating? How many orders you are getting back? How many cancel orders? So the AI plays a very important role in all these services. Basically, the most important is this 4, 5, and 6. We are building the software for the pharma company. So basically, in document management software, this tells us that which documents is repeating, how many failure rates are there. I have attached the screenshots also, which is later. Next slide. So basically, these are all the things which we are listening from the morning, that how AI is worked in the means in project management. It makes our task automated, enhanced decision making. That decision making means what we should improve. This basically AI use the data in our software. What we do, we keep the data in a very organized manner that after we take a report of that data, we will see what is your progress. So basically, AI is not something, it is only the data. Back data, past data, and future data. ChatGPT use only the data. Daily we are searching something, and that thing which we are searching is directly saved in the database. So the next stage, when you start the same sentence, you will get the answer in a much more and a better way. Next slide. So these are all the resource management. In the field of project management, the main role is resource management. How we should utilize our resource. This is very important. Next, estimate. Okay, this is a summary. Means in the software how the text is processing, how the syntax is practiced. Basically, this is a very conceptual. So I'll not go that in a deep. Okay, next slide. So basically, in the project management, what we will do, first we will decide a plan. To begin any software, first we will create a plan, then we will select that how that plan should be executed. And third, we have to create the milestone. Why in the previous I have told about Jira, Azure DevOps. Basically, this is the concept which every AI software use. So this is the concept from the frame, from the select, then we have to create, then we have to manage, then we have to execute. Basically, this is the concept of AI. And in all the project management tools, in the hospital management, school management, every management software use this workflow. Next.
So this is the same next. Yes. So this is a person, a businessman who came with an idea that I want to build this product. In the next stage, we are making a business plan that yes, this is to be executed, this has to be made. And in the third stage, we are in the development stage, where we are giving all the dashboard, all the things to our clients. Next. So I've attached some screens that how we are giving all the data in the form of graphs. So basically, in the backend, the main role is of data. We are collecting all the past data and the more past data and the present data and the future data, and we will give our report that what is your daily deals, it is going down or going up, and like this. Next. Yeah, this software I'm talking about, this is a product we are making for pharma company. Basically, in pharma company, document is very important. So, how many failure rates are there in different documents? We can okay, next. Yeah, this is a learning management software. This is also for the pharma industry and for the other industry also. In this, we are improving the performance of employee by telling them that what is your at present performance. By taking your past data, what you have done, that which part you have to improve, which part is your best. So like this, we are giving this is learning management. Next. This is a sales and support. In this also, we are giving the form of data, the back data that in the form of next. Yeah, this software is for this lubricant management software. In this, we are telling that how many consumptions, means oil consumption is there, in which section you have to reduce the oil consumption in the form of reports through AI. Next. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
My question is, how many are you in the team? If you're doing the back end and the front end, how many are you in the team in your company?
How many employees?
Yeah.
So basically, we are. So as a project manager, what I'm doing, that we are currently into 6 projects of different languages: Java, Python, React, Next.js. So these are the different languages. The BCS student, this is very important for you also. Okay, to this when you will complete your BCA. So currently, our company there are 25 employees. Okay, who are managing this project. First, we have UI UX. We are creating for First, we will create a portfolio. Means the roadmap. That how if we are starting any project. So first the part is UI and UX. So we are creating UI UX. Then once the UI UX is verified from the client, then we go to the backend development. So in backend there are two stages: front end and backend.
Yes.
In front end we are using the React.js, Next.js, and the backend we are using Next.js. Yeah. And in the backend we are using Java, PHP, Laravel, and Node.js. And for testing we are using Selenium, and for the AI we are using Python.
Mr. Nikhil.
How much are you in the team?
25. Yeah.
Mr. Nikhil, my question is not exactly related to your AI, but because I'm teaching software engineering, so you are a practitioner, so this is my curiosity to know. So when you have any projects coming to your, when customers reach you, what process models do you generally use? How do you decide that this process model will be the best one? Thank you.
This is very important. In the second or third slide, there is one risk management. So basically, first we will decide what is the level of project, that what is your endpoint, how many users will lie in your software once this will be live. So first the risk management, and before risk management there is a roadmap that what you want to develop from our side. Then comes the risk management, that what is the risk, how many users will come, our database will not crash after we live in the main server. So this is the first step which will follow. After this, we will start with the UI UX, the creation part. Then with the development, and parallelly with the development, we are doing the testing of all the APIs also. That is all load test, regression test, smoke
test. Is it like the mixed method you are using? Or like
No,
you
it
go
is
with the agile or you...
Agile, it is
Agile, yes, that's the word, side. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next paper from Chancellor Women's University.
Good evening, everyone. Very thankful to the military team, sir, and all the faculty members who are giving a lot of time. So now today I'm going to present blockchain framework. So basically we are using at our home, at our site that there is an embedded system and they are connected with the internet. We are really easy to connect other machines and they are communicating with each other. Very interesting that we are very easily towards connected and very easily we are very practiced in our manner that just connect and then use that. So we never thought that there is a security issues maybe arise after when we are when we are connecting our system IP address and all. So it may be hacked or somewhere. So internet. So basically internet brings reference to the concept of connecting everyday physical sockets which are very essential to know. So blockchain is there. Blockchain is the centralized. So blockchain is a centralized distributed ledger system used to securely record and verify transactions across the networks of computers we are using with our phones or anywhere through our phones. Traditionally, centralized systems where single entity messages that blockchain allow participants to maintain shared and immutable records of their transactions, right? So these are the key concepts to block this step. So group of work winners solve mathematical problems to validate transactions every means there is a logical problem, mathematical problems, and so we must as I already showed that this is a decentralized system. So central authority controlling the blockchain instead of the consensus of multiple participants to validate and the transaction. Immutability is there. So this ensures that integrity and transparency of the data. Next. This is the fundamental concept where blockchain and AI included with the IP to block to spread the IP security, increase the IP security, right? And because we are very efficiently used these days. There is no क्या होता है अगर हम कर लेंगे थोड़े दिन के बाद लॉग आउट कर देंगे. But sometimes we forget. We just forget to log out and we maintain our security concern. Next. So this is the key contributions of the research papers. So high-level taxonomy of integrations, blockchain and AI, AIP, IoT, along with the current state of the art of the technique and block IoT intelligence, which I propose that blockchain enables intelligence with the IoT architecture powered by intelligence, which incorporates 4 layers, that is cloud intelligence, fog intelligence, edge intelligence, and the device intelligence. Next. So for this, next. Yes, so for this, we have to take care of the AI-driven blockchain for IoT and blockchain-driven AI for IoT. But I have to take both of the points. you take IoT concern, security concern. Next. So in AI-driven blockchain IoT, AI-driven blockchain for IoT refers to optimizing energy usage. Autonomous and smart decision making. AI models integrated into IoT device enable intelligent decision making system and blockchain smart contract. So what is that is the system. So security and privacy is there. Both of the things are connected with each other. They are separate technologies. Blockchain is the separate one, and AI is the separate one. And what I am doing, that is we are combining and try to block the problems in IoT systems which we are connected with each other. So AI-driven decentralized systems support decentralized AI in IoT where decision-making, data storage distributed across multiple devices, enhancing security and avoiding single points of the failure. Collaborative interactions is there, so it helps AI collaborate to solve real-time problems, internal audit and risk management. So in auditing of IoT applications by ensuring securing data, manage risk related to the data breaches, including cloud, as I already told you, that is cloud, edge and device connection is there. So it is designed to create a scalable, secure, efficient IoT system. Next. So architecture overview is there. So block IoT intelligence architecture combines blockchain. So cloud level powered to data centers that are connected to the blockchain, allowing for secure and decentralized systems. Fog level based fog nodes are blockchain to handle big data analysis securely and reducing the load. And edge level is there. It enhances the decentralization and security for storing and processing data which we are going to store our systems. Device level communicate with each other, AI blockchain performing data analysis directly at the device level. Okay. So this is the overview of the IoT security challenge. So data privacy is there, authentication and authorization is there, security breaches is there, and scalability and complexity is there. Next. So blockchain-based IoT security structure, I have to also think about the blockchain. So immutability, transparency, and decentralization system we have to manage at our system. Next. So AI-powered anomaly detection in IoT networks. So first is data collection, which the data which we are connected in every second, every minute, or when the systems are connected with systems. Anomaly detection is there. AI modes learn historical data deviations, establish pattern, flagging, and real-time responses is there because we need results that time only. So automated response such as device associated alert, trigger-based AI identify anomalies and mitigate this. So secure data management using blockchain and AI, both when we integrate that data integrity is there, data privacy is there, data auditing and data sharing is important for the time. So data auditing is the which provides transparent and immutable, which I already discussed. So data privacy is there, AI-driven encryption and access control mechanism protect data. So scalable and efficient IoT transaction is there. Is the high throughput, low latency and cost effectiveness which we eventually require. So high throughput means the data network can handle large volume of transactions efficiently, accommodating the system demand on large scale IoT deployment. Low latency is there, which is very important. That is minimize delays, ensuring timely response, smooth operations is we required at our system. Cost effectiveness is very important. That we all those things is good. Like when we think about the cost effectiveness, it is very important. So these centralized infrastructure and automated transactions processing reduce operational cost and increase efficiency. Next. So this is the conclusions and future work that blockchains are poised to revolutionize IoT security, offering a robust, innovative solutions for the challenge of managing both the connections with same time, real time, and with the device security in a connected world. And as these technologies continue to evolve, they will support it.
Any questions, comments? Thank you. Thank you again. Next, Mohammed. So, I think we are doing fine. Thank you so much.
First of all, I would like to share, change is the law of the world. Certain changes lead us to success, while others illuminate the path towards achievement. In accordance with the principle of change, the Government of India has implemented various reforms in education sector implied by the National Education Policy of 1968, 1986 and 2020. In the current digital era, however, children continue to be educated through the traditional teaching methods which fail to address the demand of modernity. Consequently, it is imperative to advance the modernization of our education system with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence technology offers new tools and applications that have the potential to transform traditional teaching and learning methods. Artificial intelligence has also made it easier for instructors to dispense their duties more effective and efficiently.
खड़े करेगा मेरे को नहीं तंग करेगा
Is to find out impact of integration of artificial intelligence and cyber security in educational setting. And another next one is to know the challenges and ethical issues of AI and cyber security using in educational setting. The last one is to find out the limitation and future scope of this study. If I talk about the conceptual framework of my whole paper, you can see here, artificial intelligence will work as a transforming pedagogical framework, and cyber security will change the digital learning. And I want to see the impact of both artificial intelligence and cyber security on next generation pedagogical framework in education setting. Okay. My subpoints is customized learning and adaptive technology, and automated assessment and feedback, predictive and analytical in education. And in cyber security, my subpoints is data privacy and security, and secure educational setting, and ethical and legal consideration. Okay. The integration of AI and cyber security in educational setting as a pillar of next generation pedagogical framework. Okay, how it is possible? It will be possible through the artificial intelligence in educational setting that will transform our pedagogical framework through customized learning and adaptive technology. Adaptive technology Adaptive technology will change our learning style, like according to students' needs, the tools will be used by the instructors, and and automated assessment and feedback. These AI-driven systems are capable of evaluating, rating, assessment, quiz, and project in real time. delivering promotes feedback to the students. And predictive analytical in education will serve as a valuable tool for the educator to delete students who may be a risk of academic failure at an earlier stage, allowing for timing intervention by examining various students' data points, including attendance data completely of assignment and following up engagement. And also, AI can forecast their individual or likely to face challenges in their study and recommend specific support strategy. Okay. And cybersecurity has emerged a vital components for modern education framework, ensuring that AI-driven system functions within secure or protective setting. My first point is data, privacy and security is a significant value of sensitive data, including personal information of the students, academic records, and properties content. Okay, and securing education infrastructures. Then this compasses safeguarding against the destructive denial of services attack that can hinder online learning experience, establishing secure authentications protocols for both students and staffs, and conducting regular security audits to relieve the potential weaknesses. Ethical and legal considerations to apply artificial intelligence ethically in order to foster trust between educational institutions and their students. Educations are required to develop explicit policy that online the process of data collection, storage and uses, thereby information both students and educators of their rights. These all things, they have to face some challenges. The challenges through the cybersecurity and AI have emergence potential for the revolutionized educations. Okay, the first one is teacher training. It is challenges to successfully incorporate artificial intelligence in teaching practice because many educators lack the necessary knowledge or ability to use AI tools. And the second one is cost or accessibility. The implementations of AI systems can be costly, resulting in a disparity between schools and ample funding and those with less. My next challenge is over-dependent on technology. AI dependency would lead to a decreasing in human interactions and personalized touch in education. Both of these are vital for the growth of the students. Limited resource. The last one is the financial and technology means of establishing strong cybersecurity reserves are often absent from the educational institutions, particularly smaller ones. We have to also use the AI and cyber security with ethical conduct. Like there are some ethical issues we can discuss here. AI ethical issues like bias and fairness. Okay, the next one is transparency. AI algorithms often operate as a black box, making it difficult to understand or challenges their decision. The next one is privacy. AI requires vast amount of data, raising concern about how personal information is collected, stored and used. Okay. If I talk about the cybersecurity ethical issues, then first one is privacy violations. Like inadequate security can lead to data breaches, compromises individuals' personal information. And the next one is digital inequity. Not all institutions and individuals have access to report cybersecurity, increasing vulnerability of marginalized group. And and ethical hacks. While ethical hacking is meant to identify vulnerabilities, it raises concern about the boundary between the protections and policy invasion. My conclusion is that as cybersecurity and artificial intelligence become more and more integrated into education, they should be viewed as a cornerstones of a new educational paradigm rather than merely as tools. Together, they can make sure the learning is safe, inclusive, and dynamic while also give students the knowledge and ability to lead to success in a technological advanced world. Thank you.
ये